Welcome children to our geography class. Children, in this chapter we are going to learn about the movements of the earth. Now as you know, the earth moves around the sun and it also moves on its own axis. Now let's see what are the terms that are used for its movement. Every day we notice that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. It appears that the sun is moving continuously from east to west. So when you get up in the morning, you find the sun rising, and in the evening, you find the sun getting set. So the movement from morning till evening, you find the sun moving around. So it appears that the sun is continuously moving over us. In fact, the sun is stationary and the earth is moving around it. So what is the fact? The fact is that the sun is stationary. That means it is not moving while the earth is moving around it. Now all the planets including our earth are moving around the sun. Each planet has two motions. So what do we see? That all the planets along with the earth, they move around the sun. Now each planet has two motions. So every planet has two motions. Now let's learn what these two motions are. So motions of the earth are rotation and revolution. So these are the two movements of the earth. Rotation and revolution are responsible for various changes on the earth's surface. In this chapter, we shall discuss about the motions of the earth and their effects. So rotation and revolution causes a lot of changes on the earth's surface. So change in weather, the change of day and night, this all happens due to the rotation and revolution. Let's study about the rotation of the earth. The earth spins on its axis just like a potter's wheel. So children, you must have seen a potter who is making clay pots or clay utensils. So what happens? He makes his wheel turn round and round, and the pots are then made over it. So the earth spins on its axis just like a potter's wheel. This continuous spinning of the earth on its axis is called rotation. Now when the earth is moving on its own axis, then it is called a rotation. So children, you must know that when the earth is on its axis, spinning on its axis, then it is called rotation. So the earth rotates from west to east. So when you see the sun rise in the east and setting in the west, that means the earth is taking an opposite spin, that is from west to east. That is why we have the sunrise in the east and sunset in the west. The axis is an imaginary line that passes through the center of the earth from North Pole to the South Pole. Now in this diagram you can see that an imaginary line, this is the imaginary line that is moving along the center of the earth from North Pole to South Pole. This is what is an axis. The axis of the earth is always tilted at an angle of 23.5 degrees. So this is the straightness of the earth, and the earth is always tilted on its axis, means थोड़ा सा ये टेढ़ा ही रहता है. So the tilt is how much? Now this, if this is the line, then this is its 90 degrees and it tilts this much. So what is this angle? This is 23.5 degrees. So it is always tilted at an angle of 23.5 degrees from the vertical, and 66.5 degrees. This is the next angle, 66.5 degrees from the plane of its orbit. This tilt is known as the inclination of the earth's axis. So this is the inclination which is known as the inclination of the earth's axis. The circumference of the earth at the equator is nearly 40,000 kilometers. The Earth takes nearly 24 hours to complete this distance or rotation. In this way, rotation is also known as the daily motion of the Earth. So the circumference of the Earth at the equator is nearly 40,000 kilometers. Now here you have the picture of the Earth, and its circumference is, when you move from this side again reach to the starting point, it is 44,000 kilometers. The Earth takes nearly 24 hours to complete this distance or rotation. So as you know, this 40,000 kilometers is covered in 24 hours. In this way, rotation is also known as the, what is it known as? It is known as the daily motion of the Earth. Why? Because it takes only 24 hours to rotate in a complete motion. Now, effects of this rotation. Now, when the Earth is rotating on its axis, what all happens? First, the first thing that happens is the days and nights occur due to the rotation of the Earth. So, what happens? Days and nights are formed due to the rotation of the Earth. When the Earth rotates, the side facing the sun has day and the other side facing away from the sun has night. So, children, this is the sun and this is our Earth. So, children, the side that is facing the sun gets the light, and the side behind the Earth has no light. So what happens when you have the sunlight? It is the daytime, and when you have no light, the side which gets no light, it is the night time. So I hope you have understood how day and nights are. Now let's see. Secondly, the Earth's rotation is responsible for the occurrence of tides in the ocean. Tides मतलब बड़ी बड़ी जो लहरें होती हैं, तो वो भी Earth's rotation की वजह से occur होती हैं. Then it deflects the direction of winds and ocean currents. उसके बाद क्या? Deflect मतलब उसकी दिशा बदल देती है. Due to this rotation of the Earth, regions on the east have the sun's first appearance. So, when the Earth is rotating from west to east, you have the sunrise in the east, and there it happens to be the morning, and then the time is ahead of regions in the west. We know that Japan lies in the extreme east of the eastern hemisphere. That is why it is known as the land of the rising sun. So why is Japan known as the land of the rising sun? Because it is in the extreme east, and hence it is known as the land of the rising sun. So children, this is all for today. We have learned a lot about rotation, and next we will learn something more about the revolution. So till then we meet again. It's goodbye